So the next topic that we have right now is a topic that everybody loves, Mr. Man of the Hour, probably the MVP of every year. Have you watched the clip?
Oh my gosh! I couldn't believe
for the people that are watching it, we might get blocked out, but it's okay though because this thing is worthwhile. We'll start it from the beginning real quick.
Okay, let me just provide some commentary here. Let's just keep watching this on a loop.
Okay, perfect. So it's looped out.
We've all known for years that this guy, his name is LaFlip. It should be LaFlip or LaFlop because that's all he's done his whole career. He's never committed a foul, nor has he ever not been fouled himself. He's always either being fouled or not committing a foul. And here, this is just a pure example of the kind of treatment he gets from officials. No one touched him. No one touches him. He falls down without anybody touching him. That should not be a foul on Grayson Allen. If I was Grayson Allen, I would be in that official's face. Like, I don't care that I play 2 minutes a game and went to Duke and I'm not the king. You cannot call that.
Wait. I think they called the foul on Dillon Brooks, but I agree with you.
Okay,
I could
Grayson Allen looked like he was in shock, and maybe he was just in shock at how bad of a foul that was. But
I think I love the fact that you bring up Grayson Allen, and that's probably the reason why they called it, because he has such a bit of a weird rep from college and from being somewhat of a dirty player. But he's right now he's like irrelevant because we are talking about LeBron James flop. Like
Grayson Allen with Grayson Allen. Okay, Grayson Allen. He's like, look, LeBron does the same exact things that you guys yell at me about. And I'm like the worst guy ever. And look what just happened. He just fell down and no one touched him.
Look at Grayson Allen's face. Like, I love the fact that they focus on his face. And he's like, what the fuck's happened? Like, it's like, when you're like always guilty and then one time that you're not, you're like, bruh, like what?
You don't even know what to say. That face sums it up, though. And honestly, I mean, this is not the first time. It definitely won't be the last time that LeBron does something like this. But this is just about as bad as it gets. I mean, that should end every argument that I ever hear about anybody saying he's not a word that I'm not supposed to say on a podcast, because he is. He totally is. I mean, we both played basketball for years, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I never acted like that. Like, if you hit me, the last thing I want to do is fall down. This guy falls down when you blow on him. I've never seen anything like 280 pounds. He's 6'8".
6'8". I cannot disagree with you because there's not a way that I can disagree with you. And this is like not his, he's just like playing the system. He's just playing the system, which, I mean, I cannot disagree with you because as of right now, like, he flops a lot, right? He might be like a great team manager or anything like that, but this is really unnecessary. Like, LeBron, you don't need to do this, man. You don't need to put them in a situation. I get it, man. You got 2 free throws, but you're playing you're playing Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. And let's be honest over here. LeBron, is this really necessary? Like, was this any of it necessary? So much flopping.
And is there any chance that Dillon Brooks, who's like 175 pounds, actually knocked him down? There's no chance that happened.
None at all. None, absolutely at all. So to the people that are watching us on Twitch and YouTube, because Facebook, they might block this out, and that's okay with it because we're having fun, man. I keep repeating it because I just love, like, I just look at different players. Even Kyle Anderson is like, what?
Well, and some of the guys I think aren't even surprised. Like, Brooks just smiled because I think he knew. I mean, you know, like, whatever.
It's such a crazy thing when something like this happens, right? And like, it's caught on camera, so you can't deny anything like that. But I don't know. He's just flop. I showed Tessie this morning. She was like, LeBron must have been talking to Neymar when he was in the World Cup, and he was just like flopping all over the place.
That's a great comparison.
Yeah, even Tessie was like, is he gonna get an Emmy, an Oscar? Are we looking for some type of trophy?
It seems like that. I mean, because he does it all the time. He's never stopped. And he's done it his whole career.
Yeah. I mean, you can't deny that. And I feel like people are not going to talk about that. Maybe they should. But then, because if you say it, then you're like an automatic like LeBron hater. And which also brings one of the topic. If another player does this, let's say, I don't know, your boy from the I'm trying to think of an Indiana Pacers player.
Oh, well, Bojan used to flop a lot when he was on the Pacers, and I didn't like that either.
So okay, so at least now we know that you don't have a bias towards players flopping. You don't like players flopping in the first place. Let's say a player. Well, I'm gonna look at the Pacers roster. Some guy that actually, you know what? Let's throw Domantas Sabonis out because I believe he's having a great season, not getting enough love for it. But what happens if a guy like Domantas Sabonis does a flop like this? Do they call the foul? Does anything happen, or is this an example of LeBron James getting somewhat of a special treatment because he's playing the system and his name is LeBron James?
I think it's a little bit of both because I watch a lot of Pacers games. Sabonis is a little bit of a flopper. It's kind of that European style, you kind of like Jokic has it too, where they're just a little herky jerky. And I get it. He's down there banging in the post, but to answer your question, as far as does he get special treatment? I think that when we look back at the history of the NBA, there's always like 3 or 4 guys that get special treatment in different eras. So right now you've got the LeBron James. I think Harden gets it a lot, on his little 3-point kind of things that he moves to the side. He gets those kind of calls. But back in the day, it was Michael Jordan, it was Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. They got those kind of calls. And, I think that's always just part of being one of the best 3 or 4 players. You get that benefit of the doubt.
So really, there's nothing new. It's just like the things that happens in the NBA. Like every player, it's like a generational kind of concept, right? Somebody's going to get some special treatment this year. Is prom queen, prom king. The high school sweet. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of a good analogy, but it's like Valentine's Day. It's like running out of those.
But you put CP3 on there too. He's another one that would try to wrestle the flopping title away from LeBron, I would say.
Yes, except that CP3 has some great flops, and I should have clipped a little bit more for CP3 flops.
Well, at least with his, they don't look so. I don't know what the right word is. Babyish. Like he does them in a way different than LeBron. Like
wait, you say babyish? Give me a second. You say babyish, and now I want to look at it. Oh, yeah.
Flails his arms out. He's just making a big production. Like, look at me. And it's cool. Grayson's like, all right, bud, I got you. But you know what? Like, that's what I'm saying. So at least with CP3, remember that meme of him, he's laughing, and then all of a sudden he looks over and he's got kind of like the dirty face on. Like, that's CP3. He's just doing it in the moment. LeBron, he really believes he got fouled. And in my opinion, every single time.
And there have been so many examples of him getting supposedly fouled. And wow, I am my wife liked the Lakers. I've been watching a lot of the Lakers and the Jazz. I'm
not trying to call you out.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'll get her on, man. She'll take over the podcast and she'll tell you why Kobe's the best player in the world.
Well, Kobe was not a flopper. He got up immediately. That's why I liked him.
And he made a shot before the whole continuation concept. He was making shots into it. So shout out to Kobe, one of the greatest. Man, you lost me off track with the whole thing with the flopping to it.
I think we were almost done with the flopping.
Yeah,
I think we
almost done with the flopping.
Done the flopping.
So LeBron James, probably one of the best players in the world. Probably one of the best floppers in the world. I guess props to LeBron James for being the best at whatever he does. I think. Can you hear me? He's gone. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going with my little LeBron rant. Props to LeBron James for wanting to be the best player in the world when it comes to all areas of the game, whether it is assists, 3-point shots, dunks, and also faking fouls, aka flopping.
You apply that determination to everything, LeBron. Great job.
We applaud your dedication to. Obviously, fuck yeah, he's one of the best players in the world for some things. We're just nitpicking on some different things.
Oh, for sure. And I've never disrespected his game. I just disrespect that kind of stuff. And I do. I think I don't think there's any place for that in the NBA. It's not fun, man. That's not why I watch NBA.
That is true. I watch NBA for crossovers and to watch somebody get put on wheels. Speaking of that, I just realized while we're watching the highlights, we're going to play it one more time because we're going to get blocked anyways, but we're having fun. I just realized that I called out Fox Sports and check it out who did I steal the highlights from. So we do apologize for the content. Yeah. I didn't even realize it until I watched the clip 37,000 times. And I'm just happy about it, honestly. This is great. Look at it.
It is. It's great. I could watch it over and over. I just wish though that he would have like twisted his ankle while he fell down or something.
Oh,
But
no, that's horrible. No, don't do that.
that's not bad. That's like 2 weeks.
We'll give like enough time for like the Mavs to go back into it. So you just take up a break, like a little timeout. So we're not sending LeBron to like, rehab for 12 years. We're just sending him like a little, sit out a couple
just
games.
When he
right?
flops. It's just like a punishment for flopping. Really, that's all.
Because they don't care about the money anyway. So it's just about like, they don't care about the money. 20K is nothing to this guy. Yep. So yeah, just 2 weeks out of the game.
2 weeks. He can go to the beach.
He can go to the beach, right?